everybody. Welcome to Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. We're here at Battlefield Brew Works brewery. We decided we'd do it in-house. They are an old Confederate hospital, field hospital, that has been converted into a brewery. So it's very historic in here. It's really cool in here. I'll do a zoom around with the camera when we're done filming and throw it in there. But they are the America's oldest brewery and distillery. That means that, you know, Yuengling's the oldest brewery, but this one's distillery and brewery. So they have a little bit of information on their website. Unfortunately, Paul or Melissa were unable to join us today. They said that they would try their best, and I think Paul's downstairs brewing some beer. So Battlefield Brew Works and Spirits of Gettysburg Distillery is Pennsylvania's oldest operating brewery and distillery under one roof. They have a love of craft beverages and opened Battlefield Brew Works and Spirits of Gettysburg as everything I've already said. Alright, they don't really have any information about the beers that we're drinking on their website. They're all house-made beers. Start with Jeremy's Ghost. Both have that one. Jeremy's Ghost is named after their
resident ghost.
Yeah, the resident ghost who is in the building. So Jeremy, wherever you are, cheers.
If I say it's not good, is he going to mock me? Actually, it is good though.
Yeah, it's pretty
It
good.
has a fruit flavor to it.
Kind of nutty with a little bit of fruit.
Yeah.
We do not have water to go in between them, so
That's okay.
let's go to Fog of War. Ohio. That one was the IPA. Tastes like grapefruit.
It's like, I can't explain what it tastes like.
Tastes good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
And then you get a whoa.
Can they purchase these beers online?
The beers are not purchasable online. You have to
so
come
you
here
gotta come here.
and visit Gettysburg. It's a great place to visit. We're having a great time, and we haven't even seen half of everything that you can see.
I got whoa too.
This is Whoa. It was a black cherry sour.
Sounds like it could be delicious. Ooh. Tastes almost like a cider. It's pretty good.
Not as sour as those sour beers we were drinking the other night. Don't remember where that was at.
While we're on vacation?
I think so.
I don't know.
Not while we've been on here, but like, I don't know. Anyways, the last two beers, we both have different beers, so we'll have to share each other's.
Mine first?
Yeah.
Strawberry.
This one was a strawberry ale, I believe.
Smells like strawberries.
Good. Yeah, a very light hint of strawberry to it.
Good for a nice hot day outside.
Yeah, definitely. And last but not least is the Mexican lager. I love lagers, y'all know that. Very good.
It's okay.
She doesn't like it.
I've had that a lot.
It may just taste like a normal
I
beer.
like all the rest of them.
Yeah. We might get they are also a distillery, so maybe before we leave we'll get a drink of some of their liquor to taste too. And we'll just grab that and film that real quick if we do that. So anyways, we'll see you back at our cabin for the game. Thank you. That's good.
Our cabin.
I'm actually 28, but it was pretty young. I've been learning since I was 20 years old, so
Okay.
it's been about 8 years.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Need another? Oh, okay. Oh.
I can go grab a bottle if you Yes, I've been brewing for about 8 years. I've been very lucky to train with my wife's uncle. So he had a debilitating, he had a wreck where his hands didn't work and he was around with a walker. And I was 20 years old, and he had like this little one-barrel system he was using, which is really nice for a home brewer. I mean, a one-barrel system is quite large. It was like conical fermenter, stainless steel, all that nonsense. And so he was getting to the point where he couldn't lift things up and move grain and anything like that. So as a 20-year-old, I was like, hey, look, I'll help you brew if I get to like have a little beer every now and then. So at 20, that was my in to try to get some beer every now and then. So I started running with him, and he was brewing since the 80s.
Okay.
Back when homebrewing was legalized by Carter.
I thought it was always legal. Cool.
Billy Beer made it legal. That's why, for homebrewing nationally. But yeah, so he was brewing since the 80s, back when you couldn't get like kits or anything like that. So he had to get grain from like not farmers, but distributors.
Yeah.
Have to get like winemaking products and all that kind of stuff. It was really cool. I was very lucky to work with him. He's very knowledgeable. I still go back to him for all my recipes. So if I make a recipe, I'll take it back to him, and he's sort of like, if you've ever watched Breaking Bad, he's like the Walter White to like Jesse Pinkman.
Okay.
So usually they're pretty good, but sometimes he takes out the red pen.
Makes
So
adjustments.
what do you guys think of these?
We'll have to try it. Ooh, it smells good.
You want to say what it is again? She wasn't filming
Yes.
this.
So this is a barrel-aged imperial chocolate stout. So it's aged in our rye barrels. If you've had our rye,
That's good. I like that.
it's about 13%, and this is what we're putting forth for our national competition. Here, the National Brewers Conference is coming
I
up here.
think this should do well.
Yeah, it's
so?
delicious. Really
It
good.
is really good.
Even being flat, it's delicious.
Really,
Yeah.
thank you. I mean, I knew it was flat. This one was gonna be flat, because we weren't serving it. But I figured this is all we got, and I figured
Wow,
maybe you
this
guys
is
would like
really
it.
good.
Yeah, appreciate that.
It's a little flat, but it's not bad. I mean, it's
Yeah, well, the alcohol carries it. It's a
If you
big beer
didn't
for
tell
sure.
me it was flat, I would just think
Yeah,
it
just
was.
drink it.
You wouldn't think so? Okay, good. Well, that's good.
It's really good. You did a good job.
So this is Andrew. He is the brewmaster here at Battlefield Brew
Andrew, what's
Brew
yours?
Works.
Andrew von Drog. Very German. Very good beer name.
That's why it's good beer. We got very lucky that he happened to be sitting over there with his family. And he came over to talk to all of our viewers.
it was excellent sample.
Yes.
Well, I want to thank you guys so much for coming over. If you want to come back, or I would probably be the best one to get a hold of for this kind of thing. I really enjoy YouTube. I probably watch all of my. I probably watched 8 videos already today.
Okay.
So during work.
Well, our family and friends say we're funny, but we don't know. We probably aren't really that funny.
we don't script. We like to do it. You can stop recording.
Okay, we're coming back again sometime, and when I take them out.
Alright, here we are back at the cabin to play the game. This week's game goes right along with the Gettysburg theme, and we're going to play Rebs and Yanks. So this is an old Civil War themed card game that I found on eBay. It's from 1995. In it, you each choose to be either the Confederate or the Union, and you draw cards and build a hand until you think you have a strong enough hand. there's a bunch of different cards. You have the infantry, stragglers, you have cavalry. They all have different strengths to them. Like cavalry gets +1 against an artillery. There's also location cards. You can only use location cards if you're the defender. We'll get into all that when we're attacking. The object of the game is to win, obviously. You take turns building a hand, and when you think you have a strong enough hand, you declare that you want to attack on your next turn. You only get 5 cards, and you build your hand out of 5 cards. The defender, when you're attacking, which we'll show, the defender lays down all of their cards, and then the attacker decides where they want to send their attacking troops. You have to have a general in your hand in order to attack, and depending on which side you are, if you choose to be Union, you can only use Union generals, and if you want to be Confederate, you can only be Confederate generals.
But you both can't be Union, you both can't be Confederate?
Correct, you have to choose. It's a 2-player game, so each one chooses one side.
Did you already decide for me since I have a Confederate hat next to me?
If you don't want the Confederate hat, you can switch hats.
It's okay.
The Confederate goes first.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So you deal out 5 cards to each player. And you put the rest in here. So what you're going to do now is you're going to look at your hand, decide if you like what you have. You draw a card.
I guess I like what I have.
Well, you still need, you draw a card and then you discard a card.
Oh.
And in order to attack me, you have to have a Confederate general.
How do I know it's a general? I'll say general?
Yeah, see this one right here, Confederate general.
Oh, okay. We're
Now
going
you
to
discard right next to it, but they go face down. Yep.
But I have to have Confederate general, huh?
Yes.
Okay. Can I have a Union general as a
Union generals are just unplayable in your hand.
captive?
Yeah, you don't take captives. Did you discard?
Oh. I like how these feel.
Yeah, for being really old, they still feel brand new. They're soft and they slide across each other.
Okay. Now I still how do I attack? Do I
Okay, so now you discard a
attack?
card. You have to wait till your next turn. So you discard a card, then I take a turn.
I don't know what role I need to attack, but.
All right, now you say it. Now you say you're attacking.
I'm gonna attack you.
All right, so now I lay down my cards. And I'm gonna have to. Okay. So I lay down my cards, and you place each one of your cavalry, infantry, and/or artillery cards in front of any of the ones that you want to go against on here. You want to look at it and see that your card is like good against artillery if it's cavalry, so you're going to want to put that against my artillery because you get extra things on the roll, and vice versa. Everything's good against something. All right, so look, see how cavalry? It's a large formation, so you get +1 automatically on your roll. So if you roll a 6, it's worth 7. If you're going against artillery, you get 2, so you get +1 twice. So if it's a 6, you'll get 8. So you're going to want to put this against artillery.
Oh.
So that way you're fighting the artillery with the one that's good against artillery.
Okay, so that's cavalry then. And what does my general fight?
So general doesn't fight anyone, so you only have to choose 4 of my things to go against.
Oh, okay.
So one of them doesn't get to go at all. So now comes the attacking part where we roll. So you start with one of them and you roll for it. So this is cavalry's +1 against artillery, but you're going against infantry. So you don't get a +1.
But it says, isn't that?
This is
Really?
This is infantry.
What is a trilly?
Artillery is the cannons. I only have one, so it doesn't matter. You already have the one against it.
I thought that still meant infantry. If they don't know the terms of war.
Yeah. So but since you are cavalry, I get +1 against you. So I got 3, you got 2, so I won this point.
That's a lot of instructions.
It is. Oh, that was your first attack boost, so you add +1 to your die roll, so it's actually worth 3 as well.
So then that was a tie.
Yes. I read through all this and I already forgot everything. In case of a tie, each player rolls again. So I got 4 and you got 2. So then, yeah, the opponent's defeated card is retrieved by the winner and placed face up immediately in front of them. And then we keep doing that. So now for this one, I'm going, you get +1 against infantry, which I am, so you automatically get an extra number on your roll.
4.
5. This one is good against cavalry, which I am. So you already get +1 because it's a large formation, and you get +1 for that, so you're adding 2 to your roll.
Okay. 3.
5. And on this one, you're adding 2 to your roll, and I'm adding 1 to my roll. 5.
3.
You did not do good that turn.
I keep my general.
No, I think we start all over now after that. So when all the attacks have been resolved, each player counts the number of attacks they have won by counting their opponent's cards that they have retrieved from the attacks. Each player receives 1 point for each of the opponent's cards they received, except terrain, which we didn't have any terrain. If one player wins more attacks during a hand, then that player has won the battle and gets an extra bonus point. If they're equal, then it's declared a draw and neither player receives the bonus point. So I get 5 points for that. And then you would just write that down, and the first player to win 20 points wins the game.
Okay.
There's also terrain that comes into play. Terrain is only used by the defender. So if you have certain things like, if I had the high ground terrain, all of my infantry, artillery, and cavalry cards would receive +1 on the die roll. And so they all have something that they add to the die total.
Okay. What are stragglers?
Stragglers are like wounded soldiers. They actually lose points if you have them.
Do I go first again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hang on a second. Something I forgot, and you might have won a couple of those rolls, maybe not. The generals all have modifiers as well, like Braxton Bragg here adds +1 to all die rolls.
Wow.
Sorry.
No, I have the same one again. 0.
Oh, okay.
Or try to get a different one then. Adds. What's this Gulps'N Road?
That's a terrain.
So what
So-
about that again?
If I attack you and you have the terrain card, it adds to your die roll. Okay, I'm attacking you.
I wanted to attack. So do I get +2 too?
Yeah, I believe so.
Even though I'm not attacking?
Yeah, it doesn't say anything. Yeah, it does not say that they're only used. by the defender or anything like that.
Okay.
So, yep, you get the +2 for your general.
Alrighty.
So go ahead and lay all your cards out. Alright, so you got artillery. Infantry good against cavalry. Cavalry is good against artillery. And artillery is good against that. This one can't be used. I get +3. Alright, so now on all your die rolls, all your infantry cards, so just this one gets +1 with that terrain.
Okay.
And then you get +2 for the general that you have. So we'll do this one first. So this one you're going to get +3. I get +4. We get 3 for him and 1 for being against infantry.
I got 4 and I got 7.
I got 5, so you won that one.
Woo!
So you
I
take
took
this.
yours.
So now this one, I have infantry against cavalry. You get +2 on this. I get +4 on this.
Won't it be +3?
Nope, because you're not going against artillery.
Oh.
I'm going in, I got the advantage in this one. So I got 8.
I got 5.
And the last one, I get +4 again because I'm cavalry against artillery.
But I get plus.
That's not infantry. That only worked for the first card that was infantry.
Oh. This is infantry.
It's good against infantry.
Oh. Okay. I got 7.
I got 10.
7.
So you got 1 point. I got 2
yeah.
points, and then I get the 1 bonus point, so that'll give me 3 points, which would bring my total up to 8. And that's pretty much how the game's played. You just keep doing that until you reach 20 points. First player to get 20 points wins. So I think for being such an old game, it's kind of fun. You don't think so?
I don't think it's that old. I think it's 1995.
It's like 30 years ago.
I was 14. So it wasn't 40 years ago.
I said 30.
Oh, okay.
So, anyways, thanks for coming. I hope you enjoyed it. I know this one's going to be a little long because of, the brewmaster joined us, and so we're going to throw all that in. And so it might be a little longer than usual, but it's been a fun trip. So I'm excited. That was great that the brewmaster came in and joined us, and hopefully you can hear it. I know the music's a little loud in the background, but we'll see how it works. It didn't sound too bad on the computer, but as always, if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. Hit that like and that share button. Today, actually, that we're filming this is my cousin's birthday, Kevin Jr. So happy birthday, Kevin Jr. Yesterday was my aunt's birthday, Betsy. Happy birthday, Betsy. And my grandpa's birthday is coming up on the 11th, so that would be this video, wouldn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, happy birthday, Grandpa. We'll just throw you in on this one anyways. And so happy birthday, Grandpa. And
Anything to cheers with.
yeah, we didn't make cheers. Cheers.
Cheers.